Welcome to Alteryx. My name is Stephen Martin. From this video onwards, we'll be doing complete hands-on on the Alteryx designer. Let's try to understand how do we import a data from raw data files in Alteryx. So we'll learn how to create a basic workflow, and we'll try to understand how to use some of the tools. So we will go to this option. So we'll click on plus to create a new workflow, or you can just go to the file option and click on new workflow. So what this would do is this would create a new workflow here, and towards the left side you will see the configuration window. So now this configuration window is specific to this workflow only. If you take a look at this canvas tab, it says the canvas tab is horizontal. You can define it horizontal or vertical. So if you define vertical, the workflow would flow vertically. So for example, if I go ahead and define this workflow, I can define multiple tools here. So it goes horizontally. In case for this workflow window, if I set the canvas option to be vertical, it would make this workflow vertical. It would only change the outlook. However, the programming or the conceptually, it will not make any difference. So we will resume back to the horizontal as it is intuitive to understand the horizontal workflow. And we can just remove this tool, which is formula. We'll understand it later. So we can remove a tool by just hitting the delete button. Just click on the tool and hit the delete button. That would remove the tool. So if you drag any particular tool, let's say input data, which is used to import the data. So on the left side, you again see configuration, but this configuration is now specific to this tool because we have selected this tool. If I come out of this tool and click on this workflow, it would show me the configuration window, which is specific to the workflow. You can add some annotations to the tool, which I'll talk about. However, when you click on the workflow, you see that it says the annotation to show or hide, or it says to show with tool names. If I click on this one, it gives me the tool name along with the annotation. So right now I have not given any annotation on this tool, but if I give that annotation, that would be visible. If I just click on show, it would only show the annotation. So how can I add the annotations to any tool? So if I just click on this tool, towards your left side, you would see that there's an icon here, which is for annotation. I can just click on this annotation and write any free text here. Which is importing sales data. So if I just come out of it, it would show me some annotations corresponding to each tool so that I can understand, so that the user can understand what process a particular developer has written. Now if you go to this workflow configuration window, if you click on show with tool names, it would show you the annotations along with the tool names. So I'll just keep it just show, which would only show the annotations only. In the workflow configuration, you will find a window by the name of workflow. And this tells you what kind of workflow you are building. Are you building up a standard workflow, or you are building up an analytical app? So by default, it's standard workflow. An analytical app is basically an application that you build up for a user, which is interactive. Also, you have another option, which is macro. So macro is primarily making the use of workflow time and again. So if you think that there's a workflow that you run every time and you only change few parameters like the raw data, like few variables, in that case you would use macro, and we'll learn this as well in the upcoming videos. Another tab is events. So event tab is used in case you want to receive an alert when the workflow is being executed. So you'll find an option here under add, which is send email, and you can just write the email details. And we have another tab, which is meta info. So in case you want to customize the file name, so you want to add up some description that which user has written this workflow, when it was written, and certain details can be added on to the description. Now let's move on to this input tool, which we are going to use to import the data. So once you click on this tool, it would open up the configuration which is specific to this tool. And you can import the data from the raw data file or the database. So how you can do that? So you get the default configuration option here, and here you will find a drop down. You can just click on the file in case you are importing the data from the raw data file, or you can click on the database. Now let's try to import the data. So we'll just click on this input tool tab, go to the drop down,
click on File. It would navigate us to the file which we want to import. So I'll just click on the product sales and open it up. Alteryx gives me a prompt to select a particular sheet, so I can select this sheet as sales. So there's only one sheet in this file. If you take a look at this file, there's only one sheet by the name of sales. And we have also named a cell range. So there's a cell range which is named by the name of subset, and which is essentially the selected cell range. So I can import the entire sheet, or I can import the selected cell range as well. If I go to Alteryx, it gives me two options. One is to select the entire sheet, another one is to select the named cell range. So I just have one named cell range. In case we have multiple named cell range, we'll get multiple options here. And I'll just go ahead and import this particular sheet from this workbook, which is by the name of sales. And I'll just click on OK. So this workflow is now ready. I can import this data, which is in the Excel file. I can import it to the Alteryx format table. We just need to hit this run button to run the entire workflow. So it gave me an error. Why? Because this Excel sheet is opened. So here you will get the error as well. It says finished running in 0.4 seconds with one error. So it took 0.4 seconds to run this program. However, system gave us an error. So the error precisely is the process cannot be executed, and the file cannot be accessed because it is in use by another process. So I'll just go ahead and close this sheet, and I'll start running the process again. And now you can see that it executes successfully. Now this is being imported, and it took 0.5 seconds for this program to run. In case I want to go ahead and see that how the data looks like in Alteryx format. So this is called node. I can just click on this node, and it would tell me how many records are imported. So you can go to this data tab. So there are two tabs here, data tab and metadata tab. So we'll talk about metadata tab later. So in the data tab, you can see that all this information which was there in the Excel file is now being imported to the Alteryx environment. And you have the variable names here, and you have the records. You can see that there are 1,332 records, the same as it was in Excel file, and we have 11 fields. So fields are also called columns. So every field, every column has an attribute. So if you want to see that, just click on the metadata tab, and here it shows you that these are the variable names, order name, date of sales, and product sales. And then here you have the type of the variable. Is it a character variable, or is it a date or a numeric variable? And this is the size of each variable which is being allotted to. And this is the source where the variable has been imported from. So if you take a look at this variable, for an instance, order number, so it is being imported as string. So v_string is one of the variable attribute in Alteryx, and it assigns 255 bytes to each record. So which means that you can store up to 255 characters in this order number variable. And then date of sale is being imported as sale. Alteryx interprets this particular variable as date, because you can see that this is in date format. So now there's a product which is also being assigned as a variable attribute as character, which is v_string. And then you have these variables sales, quantity, discount, and profit. They are being assigned attribute as double. So double is a numeric variable attribute, and it can store decimal values. If you go back to the data, you can see sales and quantity does not really have any decimal places. However, profit, shipping, cost, they have 2 or 3 decimal places. So a double kind of data attribute would incorporate decimal places, and it would also incorporate the integer variables as well. In case you want to copy these records into the clipboard, you have a drop down here and click on this. You can click all the records with headers. In case you click this, this would go ahead and copy this entire table along with headers. So headers is basically the column. And in case you want to just copy the observations, you can go to this option, all records without headers. Or you can just select the selected cells with the headers and selected cell without headers. So right now the selected cells is the observation number 1. So if you go back to the workflow and click on the workflow anywhere, you will find here some basic information that how many records were imported while we ran this program. That what's in it for you guys, why you should take up this training, because the very first point is it's easy to use Alteryx tool, and Alteryx is majorly a drag and drop tool, and it doesn't really require any programming or coding. And we have also made this course very intuitive by including the presentations wherever possible, and we have made this course very comprehensive. That's another reason why you should take up this course. So we have made this course applicable for data analysts as well as IT professionals. So in case you think that someday you will be taking up the higher responsibilities of data scientists, definitely you should go for this course and refer to the videos later. And so as a trainer, I have an experience of 8 years into delivering trainings, and I have overall 15 years of experience. And we have 2 elaborated projects in this course module, and definitely we'll be covering interview questions. So these are the reasons why you should take up this course. If you have the inclination towards learning Alteryx, or you have to perform your job responsibilities in Alteryx, and you want to understand how to perform ETL jobs, or how to extract, transform, and load the data, how to data wrangle, how to make some variables in the data, and how to analyze the data at a high level. Also, in case you want to understand the statistics concept, in case you want to understand how to handle the statistics with Alteryx, how do Alteryx makes models, how do Alteryx handle the continuous data and binary data, how to build up the statistical models in Alteryx. If you have inclination towards all these things, you can take up my course on Udemy, and this would be a comprehensive tool to ETL and analytics guide. Now you can avail a discount, you can avail a coupon code on the Udemy. So the coupon code is Alteryx_Steven. You can simply go ahead and enter this coupon code on the Udemy website, and you can avail a 50% discount. Now let's try to understand how do we buy a course on Udemy for Alteryx. Towards the bottom of my video, you will find a text. Once you would scroll down to the bottom of the YouTube video, you will find a message from my side. And here it would show you an option of show more. Click on this and click on this Udemy web link. Now this would take you to a next page, and you can simply go ahead and click on go to cart. Here it would give an option to apply the coupon. So right now you can see the price of this course is 960 Indian rupees. Once you would enter the coupon code, which is Alteryx_Steven, the price of this product would go down to 640. So it will provide you a 50% off. So the original price of this course is 1280. So the prices of the course keep on changing from time to time. However, this course would provide you an assured discount of 50%, and you can just simply check it out.